What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and as requested, I wanted to do a video on the upcoming iOS 10. It's true, there's a lot of work Apple needs to do to the current iOS system in terms of stability and performance, but beyond that, it's so awesome when Apple's releasing new features. So in this video, I thought, what are 10 features we absolutely need in iOS 10? So first off is an actual night mode. While it's great that Apple in iOS 9.3 added night shift, where your screen changes color temperature depending on the environment you're in. That's great, it'll help you fall asleep at night better, but it's still no night mode. Everything is bright and white. If you ever take a look at the Apple TV interface or your Apple Watch, everything is so dark and it looks great on an iOS device. Just look at the capability of what it could possibly look like. You can imagine using your phone at night doesn't mean getting blinded anymore. And although I can't complain, the new features added in 9.3, the night shift mode, is quite awesome. It cannot compare with a full system-wide night mode, and that's something we absolutely need. I mean, it really makes the entire phone feel alive, feel different when you shift it into a completely different, darker territory. And Apple, please give us a guest mode. Now in 9.3, you're making a good attempt at that. With iPads and the education-based profiles, that's a good step, but having an actual guest mode is pretty cool, where you can filter out what the user can do. Say you share your device with your little brother or anyone else that might not need to use the full experience. Just having a filtered version of iOS in a guest mode can be pretty handy. I feel like this one doesn't even need to be said in 2016. Do we really need a volume changing HUD that obstructs our view and our content? Take cue from Snapchat. Put it up in the status bar. It's so much better. For people that get a lot of notifications in iOS, it's a mess. Really, the organization of it is just based on time and it's not filtered. So if you get at least 15 Snapchats, you're going to have a huge list of Snapchats and then one message in between, one phone call. It's just annoying how the notifications are set up and organized, and I think it could be done so much better. When iOS 9 was introduced, I was really disappointed that the new operating system didn't take advantage of the larger screen sizes that the 6 and 6 Plus had. So picture in picture, something that the iPads get, that the iPhone can easily run, as you can see, but we still don't have it. I don't understand why that is. I mean, it's something that totally makes sense on their larger displays. It's nice to have while multitasking, to be able to watch something in a little screen, adjustable of course. Please Apple, bring that over. Now another iPad exclusive feature is split screen multitasking, something that's gaining a lot of popularity with Android phones. It's going to be coming as default in the next version of Android. Why don't we have this on iPhones yet? We have the screen size, we have the 6 and 6 Plus, to be able to easily multitask using two different panes. Even using a modified version of slide over would be super cool and super handy. I constantly find myself needing to use two different pages at the same time. Having something like this would be really cool. It would boost productivity, and just overall, the iPhone can run it really well. Why don't we have it yet? That's my question. And something I thought Apple would put a better effort into is reachability. Hopefully with iOS 10 they can get it right. So one-handed support on iPhones isn't very good. We have reachability, but nothing's been done to it since the initial release of iOS 8 with the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. So that's why I was a little surprised to find that there haven't been new keyboards, new tricks to use it with one hand, and there's a lot of cool things out there that can be done. I mean, you can shrink the entire display into the corner like a lot of Samsung phones do, even a custom keyboard like Microsoft custom keyboard for one hand. I mean, make one-handed support better for the larger iPhone 6, 6S, and Plus models. Now, I'm pretty happy with the 3D Touch support, and it's been gaining ground with iOS 9.3. There are new toggles for many applications, including settings, some of them that I absolutely love, and I cannot wait to see in iOS 10 for further 3D Touch support. There are many areas that we can go ahead and put it into. I mean, imagine 3D touching on a toggle in the control center and being booted into the settings accompanying that toggle. That would be a really neat feature. You know, clear all with notifications. I just want to see further improvement of 3D Touch, make it something we can't live without. Now with iOS 9, Apple's made some good improvements to Siri. She's been more contextually aware. There have been more languages, but I think there's a lot of work still to be done. Having an offline mode would be great. Having Siri be even more contextually aware would be awesome, like Google Now. I mean, really, I think Google Now is in several leagues ahead of Siri in some ways, some behind. But also, I'd love for Siri to handle handle my voicemail so she can read it back to me, transcribe it, and for Siri to have third-party support, so for Apple to open up the API to developers. And one of the most demanded features for iOS 9, for iOS 10, was customizable control center. So being able to set your own toggles in the control center that are important to you would be awesome. Also, to include a low power mode toggle, something I like to toggle through on and off, that would be great. So take note, Apple, this is probably one of the biggest ones I would be the most happiest with. Now, rumor has it that Apple has got a top secret development team working on an iPad calculator. Seriously, it's 2016 and we still don't have one. Not to mention the optimization for iPads is terrible. Look at all that screen estate that isn't being taken advantage of. 4 icons by 5, that doesn't make sense. I wish Apple would give us more icons on that large display. Just take advantage of that huge display. Make it a little better. So there you go. Those are 10 features I absolutely want to see in iOS 10. Will I get all 10? Definitely not. At least 2 or 3. It would be nice for Apple to take note of what's needed, what's wanted in iOS 10 and act accordingly. Either way, whatever it is, I'm always excited to see the new features Apple brings, and with 9.3, it's a good step in that direction. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If I missed any features you wanted to see, leave them down below. I'd love to hear about them. Have a great day. Stay tuned for any iOS 10 news. Peace.